Okay, so after we have done the journal, we are now going to get started on today's lesson. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the HyperDoc. So Monday we went over script formatting and script breakdown. Tuesday we went over plot slides and plot analysis. Today we're going to talk about character slides and character analysis. A few things. Plot analysis is due today, December 3rd, whereas the character analysis will be due Friday. Okay? We're also going to start something else Friday, so it's important you really take advantage of your time. Okay, so here are the slides. First of all, this is all about characters. Okay, so our characters, they can be a person, a place, an animal, or not a place, but a person, an animal, being, or a creature. And we have two types of characters that we really want to focus on. That's static characters and dynamic. A static character is exactly what it sounds like. They essentially do not change. They don't go through an emotional or a physical transformation by the end of the story. They are who they were at the beginning. This is also otherwise known as a flat character. A dynamic character is going to go through an emotional or physical transformation. A lot of times it's both. How Peter Parker starts at the beginning of Spider-Man is not how he ends. Because at the end, he now has these powers. He now has these bigger responsibilities. So he is a dynamic character. We want both. Okay. We also want to think of them when we come up with our protagonist and our antagonist. Now, for the most part, probably, growing up, we were taught protagonist means good guy and antagonist means bad guy. While very, true in a lot of ways, how for this class we want to think of it is protagonist just means our main character. And the antagonist is the character preventing the main character from achieving their goal. So your protagonist could be a bad person. There are many movies where our protagonist is a thief or something like that, and their antagonist may be a detective who is trying to catch them. Okay? When we want to talk about what makes a good character, we want to think about four things. That's who, what, where, and what. The who is literally who are they, okay? So what do they look like? What is their physical description? What's their personality like? Stuff like that. Whereas the what is kind of their backstory. So like what has happened to them before we are meeting them in the story? Okay, do they have a secret past or a haunting trauma? So the what for Batman would be his parents getting murdered and him vowing to take on crime, stuff like that. We're not going to spend a lot of time within the story, but it's important to know why that matters to that character. Why does the kid want that ball so bad? Well, because that ball was the last thing his father gave to him before he ultimately passed away. So that ball signifies and symbolizes his last, connection to his father, who's no longer around. A lot of good backstory helps inform your character. The where is just your setting. A lot of times we don't think so much about our setting, but your setting matters a lot. If I have a character who hates humanity, I may put them somewhere like the Arctic, because that's kind of how they view the world. It's harsh, it's barren, it's devoid of life. The other thing is if I have a person who hates being around people, maybe I'll put them at like Six Flags, right? Because that would be their nightmare. And that setting inherently creates conflict, which is what we want. We want our characters to be solving problems. And then finally, want. The most important thing, your character has to want something. This can be something as big as saving the world, or it can be something as small as getting to class on time. The important thing is our character needs to want something, because you as the writer are then going to put things in front of them that they have to overcome, problems they have to solve. Okay. So here's the assignment, character analysis. Very similar to plot analysis. We're going to watch this short film called Kit Bull from Pixar. After watching it, the first slide, this is going to be about the cat. You're going to say the character's name. You can just call it cat. Is it dynamic or static? Is it a protagonist or antagonist? Who, what, where, and what? And then, what was the cat beginning character traits and actions? What is the change? What is the ending? Okay, hint. If this is a static character, the stuff in the beginning probably looks similar to the stuff in the ending. Whereas if it's dynamic, this should look different than over here. And then for the other character, you're going to use the dog once again. And it is possible that they both are protagonists. Same thing for the dog here. Now, just like with plot analysis, the second part is now for your own script idea. So you're going to think about your protagonist, put that here. What is their who, what, where, and what? What are their beginning? What's the problem? What's the ending? And then for these last two, you'll use your antagonist. Okay, so you need to finish plot analysis. That is due today. Then you need to go right into character analysis because that is going to be due Friday. But then Friday, we are also moving on to actually start writing some scripts. So we really need to get a lot accomplished today.